again. Now, I want you to understand, I started DawnDares2Dream because I wanted to relay my message and my heart and my feelings across to whomever would listen. It can be difficult getting your closest family and friends to understand the way that you believe and when you try to express it and share it. So this was like my backdoor way into letting everybody know. Now, I may have lost some viewers as a result of that because they don't agree. And that's fine. I am definitely a proponent of everyone having their own thoughts, their own process, their own mindset that works for them. Your religion works for you, you keep that. No one's telling you to get rid of that. Whatever it is that works for you, continue to use it. I'm just saying that sprinkle some of this other information on it, this personal development information that I'm providing you, and see where your life takes you and how you take off personally. Get out. But always remember, we are in control of how we see our environment. I don't care what everyone says it looks like or everyone says it is. We are in control of how we choose to perceive the environment. Welcome back, and thank you to all the new dreamers who stopped by to see what DawnDares2Dream was all about. Well, guys, you know I am doing the Bipolar series, and today I'm actually going to talk about how to deal with your psychiatrist, and I'm also going to take you on my medication journey because I've taken a few different meds since being diagnosed. And also, I want all of you new dreamers and you old dreamers who keep coming back that haven't subscribed, down here there's a red subscribe button. Just click on that button, and that way you will be subscribed and you will know when I place new content here to YouTube under your subscription section. So today I'm also going to make a smoothie. I'm making for you the green smoothie that I prefer to have. This is really the smoothie that I drink just about every day. I am a very simple girl and I don't need a lot of variety, you know what I mean? So when it comes to my food, so this is the one that I like. It's very simple to prepare, and I just prepare it and drink it every day. Now, because I'm doing YouTube, I've been drinking different kind of smoothies because of going through my Vitamix recipe book to make videos for you. So I have been drinking some different ones, but this is my fave right here, my green smoothie. And I love it so much because I get in my vitamins and minerals from my spinach. And let me tell you what goes in this smoothie. So we have our baby spinach here, and I usually grab about 1.5 chunks, just hands full, 1.5 handfuls. Also about a handful of green grapes. I prefer green grapes. Then a banana that we have as well. I'm going to juice half a lemon in here. It helps to brighten up the smoothie. I'm adding in ginger to give it that bite. And we're gonna add in Greek yogurt. Now the Greek yogurt is a new submission in my green smoothie, but why this is so important, it makes it more creamy. The way I did it previously was more like a shake, but today as you see what I do, it'll be more like a smoothie. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So remember, I did say that we are going to talk about my relationships that I've had with my psychiatrist and the different meds that I've taken. So when I first got diagnosed, straight out of the hospital, they prescribed me lithium and Depakote. Now let me tell you about this Depakote. Depakote made me feel like I was drunk and high all the time. I couldn't focus, sitting in class, it's like I couldn't see straight. It was horrible. I was just like, why would you give me such a medication? And when I gotta get up and go to class, then I have to go to work, how am I supposed to function on this medication? Because I was taking this medication 2 or 3 times a day. I can't really remember the Depakote and the lithium together. Now I think the Depakote, and don't quote me on this, was to make sure that I don't go manic. Because remember, I got diagnosed because I had a manic episode. So what they're trying to do is suppress the mania with me. So I believe Depakote suppressed the mania, and then the lithium is like a mood stabilizer. It's supposed to kind of keep you even keel, I'm gonna say. So I took this Depakote for a little while, and to be honest with you, it started messing with me so much that I stopped taking it. And I took the lithium, but I stopped taking the Depakote, but I noticed a difference, you know, and I was just like, uh-oh, I'm going back in the fog, because what I did not realize being unmedicated was I lived my life in a fog. It was like nothing was ever really clear. But when I take my meds, it's like the world is clear and it's open and I can see straight, if that makes any sense. That's what it does for me. It brings me clarity. And I think because it's clearing my clouded mind, because as a bipolar individual, I have a lot of thoughts that are always running in my brain, like Now, on the meds, they still run, but it's slower. It's just not this constant barrage of different thoughts and ideas. Now, if you're trying to be creative and you're trying to write a song or you're trying to figure something out, all those thoughts are wonderful if you can channel them into whatever it is you're doing. Otherwise, it's just noise that's always in your brain while you're trying to watch TV, while you're trying to have a conversation with someone, while you're trying to listen to your child. It's just noise. And it can be frustrating. So a bipolar person can come across irritable to you just for the simple fact that their brain is always running and it's not shutting down. We're not half sleeping, and then you want to ask me a stupid question and I have all of this going on. You could have done that yourself. So we go, that's where I believe the irritability comes from with me anyway. So that's what the medication I took at first, and I stopped taking the Depakote. Then I talked to the psychiatrist and I said, I can't take this because I can't even study on it. So he was just some state given paid psychiatrist. So he didn't really communicate that well with me. It was almost like, here are your meds, have a nice day. And I really didn't like seeing him, but I didn't have another choice. They had also assigned me this black young lady who was a psychologist. She looked like she was straight out of school and really didn't know what she was doing either. And I didn't really bond with either of them, but I knew for my treatment I needed to see them, so I did. So we got off the Depakote and I was just on lithium, nothing else. Now, what I have found in these 18 years, me only being on lithium really isn't the answer. I need something else to suppress the mania. So I moved to Texas. Remember, I had been taking lithium and Depakote. Now, I don't know about Depakote. When you take lithium, you have to get blood work done because they're testing the lithium levels in your body at least once a year. And I think once a year when you get stable, and it's more than that prior to. So you got to understand that I am literally going to the doctor to get this blood so they can test to see if everything is okay. And one of my psychiatrists here in Houston, I asked her, I said, well, what happens when my lithium levels go too high? I mean, because they keep going up, over time as you take this med. It's been 18 years, just about, I've been on lithium. And she said, well, we switch you to something else, or we kind of lower the lithium and we may up the dose of something else. And I'm like, so I don't really like the thought of that. But anyway, so the lithium, I think, can damage your kidneys or something over time. Like, there's side effects to these things. But for me, it's worth the chance so that I can live the life that I want to live and have a clear mind. Now, there are individuals who don't want to take meds, and some of them don't want to take meds because they like the mania, they like that manic kind of feeling, because I'm telling you, you feel invincible. You feel like everything is great. So I understand that. But others are concerned about the side effects. So for me, I've always been concerned about the side effects. I didn't care about the mania part. Suppress it all you want, but what about the side effects to my body? So there was once upon a time with my son's dad, we did look into trying to do some natural medicine where I took calcium and magnesium. It's something about the calcium and magnesium that was supposed to work. We didn't know the right dosage to take, so I was taking it, but I didn't feel like any of it worked. I also took, I took this one herbal medication. It's supposed to help you calm you down. I cannot think of it. If I think of it in another video, I will definitely tell you about it, but it's an herb, it's natural. And so I tried to take that. I think it helped a little bit, but remember back then with him, I wasn't taking my meds at all. So it was very difficult for anything to kind of make me feel normal or okay on the inside. And that's the thing that he didn't know. He didn't know how I was feeling without taking my meds. But I stopped taking them because I felt like this was going to be the man that I was going to marry. So if he wants to try this out and he's going to stick by me and be by my side while we do it, then I'll give it a shot. But it really wasn't a good idea. I don't advise anyone to do that. If someone wants you to not take your meds, you need to leave them. Because they are not healthy for you. So when I got here, I said all that about the lithium. It's because when I moved here, I didn't have health insurance. So I said, I can't keep going and getting these blood tests. Now, I could afford lithium. Lithium is a very cheap medication, so I could afford to pay for it, but then I had to get these blood tests. So my dad referred me to this psychiatrist. It was a black psychiatrist in Houston that he knew from somebody, I guess. And when I met with her, I told her I need to take something where I can pay for it, but I don't have to go to the doctor for blood tests. I don't have insurance. And so she put me on Zyprexa. Zyprexa was the only medicine that I took. Just took the one pill. I forget how many milligrams it was, but I took it and it worked. I don't remember having any issues sleeping. I didn't, life was pretty normal on Zyprexa. So I took that until I got insurance, I think. So when I got insurance, I met, I think not the doctor I have now. There was one more doctor I went to, and he took me off of the Zyprexa, and then I went so then I was just on the lithium again. And then we worked with that for a little while, and then lithium was combined with quanapine, but there's a real name for it. And I can't think of what the name is, but quanapine is the generic, I believe. So I take that, and that helps me to sleep. Without it, even if I just take the lithium, I have a hard time going to bed. So I call the quanapine my sleepy medicine. Now, over time, I've taken more and I've taken less. Now, the catch with the quanapine, because it makes me so drowsy, I have to time that right, so that I'm not oversleeping. Because remember, I have a full job. I have to get up to work in the morning. So I have to plan in at least 6 to 7 hours or 6 to 8 hours of sleep time on this medication. So, and it takes an hour to an hour and a half to kick in. So if I'm out and about, I usually keep extra pills with me. I'll take it knowing that I'm going to be home in an hour so that I can go boom, boom, and go right to sleep. Because otherwise, this drug is in my system and I'm not waking up like I need to in the morning to go to work. And I have a job that I like to keep. So I have to plan my schedule. So the irony about planning my schedule is when I was dating my son's dad, he thought I was really busy. He used to say to me, I can never get a hold of you. I don't know what's going on. And this was in the beginning, and I didn't tell him in the beginning. I don't tell people when I first meet them I'm bipolar. This is something that we work up to. But he seemed to care so much and wanted to see me so much. I decided that it was a good time for me to share what's happening. So I told him I was bipolar and I take medication. So he was calling me to go do stuff after I had taken it. I can't go anywhere because I'm going to fall asleep. Now, granted, if I'm moving, I'm not going to fall asleep, and I'm going to be really, really groggy and really, really unpleasant because I want to go to bed. So, so I have to share this with people who are really going to be in my life on a day-to-day basis and really be around. I tell them what's going on with me and that I'm on medication and it does this so that they can understand. So I believe, then there's one last medication that I took. I was thinking about having my son. We were thinking about that. So my psychiatrist said it's best for you to get off of the lithium and take, I think I was taking Lamictal, but I don't really remember the circumstances. But I know I started taking Lamictal. We were trying something different. Lamictal was my best friend. I loved being on Lamictal. I felt the most calm on the inside. I'm always kind of anxious and a little irritable on the inside, from my head to my toe, just a little on edge, a lot. And Lamictal took all that away. The catch with Lamictal is it can cause a rash on the inside of your body, I think. But my doctor kept saying, well, if you get a rash, she kept doing like this, you get a rash on your skin, then we have to stop immediately. So I started getting these little hive things, and I was like, what is going on? I kept forgetting. I just kept getting them. And I said, oh, this might be the allergic reaction. So I had to stop taking Lamictal. And I went back to lithium and back to the quanapine. And that's where I am. But I really liked Lamictal. I thought it was the best for me. But the problem is if you have any kind of skin irritation with it, you could have something, I think, going on internally with the Lamictal that they don't want you to deal with. So they hurry up and take you off of that particular medication. So I no longer take that. And the last thing I want to tell you about my meds are, I had to talk to my psychiatrist about how I take these meds, okay? The way that the meds are prescribed, even written on the bottles right now, I'm supposed to take them 3 times a day. If I take Quanapine 3 times a day, I'm going to be in a cloud, in a fog. I'm going to be groggy. I'm not going to be a productive employee. I'm not going to be a productive mom, right? So this was even before my son. I told her, I said, look, I can't take these medicines 3 times a day. This does not work for me. I said, I don't mind being medicated, but I can't work on these meds. Like, I have a real job. I have to really think, solve issues, solve problems. I'm an analyst. I can't stay medicated like this. This is not going to work. So she says, okay, well, if you want to take them all at night, you can take them all at night. So I take all my medication at night. All 6 of the pills that I have to take, I take them at night. Now, I'm telling you this, and I'm sharing this with you because your psychiatrist is not going to give you options on how to take the meds. The meds say do this, and they're going to tell you to do it. You need to communicate your lifestyle to them. If you are a single parent, could be mom or dad, and you got children running around and they're young, you cannot function groggy. It's like being high all day trying to care for your children. I know I couldn't do it. So everything that I do, it happens, when it's time to go to bed. And that way I can wake up in the morning and I can be refreshed. I can be the employee I'm supposed to be. I can be the mom I'm supposed to be. I can be the daughter I'm supposed to be. I'm well rested, because rest is very important for a bipolar person. So that is my medicine journey. And what I would say to you is be honest. Oh, there's also 3 other meds, that I took for my irritability. Because I can kind of be over the top, and I think that's a natural characteristic of who I am. But then when you put bipolar agitation on it, it's like way up here, and it's so far out of bounds and normal that it can be an issue. And I have intense meetings at work where people don't agree with me, I don't agree with them. Or I could just be extra happy about the thing or whatever, but it's usually the negative, it's the agitation. So I had to talk to my doctor because I was getting in these intense debates, I'm gonna say, with my vice president. And he was cool. We did it a lot. He never said anything, but I got to a point where I was like, Dawn, you gonna get fired if you keep talking to this man like this. Because I really wouldn't agree with him. And I'm very passionate about what I do. So all that was oozing all out over him. But there's a level and there's a line of respect that I needed to maintain that I don't think I did. But I thank God. I'm still working there now. So I thank God that I wasn't let go. I thank God for his favor. I thank God for the likability that I have. And I thank God for the people that I work with. They know and understand my heart. I thank God for that. So I went to my doctor, and in the past to do this, I took Xanax. But I am not in a position where Xanax is cool. I can't, no. I didn't want anything that was gonna cloud my judgment. So she says, okay. She gave me some G medication. I still have some of it, and this is probably 2 years ago. It made me feel drunk. I took that medicine. I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking I had to get used to the medication. So I took it about a week or 2, and I was like, I can't live like this. So this is the next time I stopped taking it, and the next time I saw her, I said, look, this ain't working. This is making me feel really like drunk. And she was like, oh no, we don't want that. So then she prescribed what I take now. It's propanol. Propanol is a beta blocker. So what it does is it slows your heart rate down. So it doesn't mess with my mind at all. Doesn't cloud my judgment. It's physical. And what slowing your heart rate down does, it lessens or limits the amount of agitation, of that intense emotion that you will feel. It brings it down because your heart's not racing and you don't feel that panic in your chest, because your heart is actually lower than probably what you are at your resting rate. So it's very helpful. So that's what I take. So I'm telling you what I've taken and and how they have affected me, because you might be on some medication right now that is just not working for you. But unless you have a good psychiatrist or a psychiatrist that you have been working with for many years, like I've been with the lady that I have now probably on and off for 15 years. She's been the main psychiatrist, but when my insurance has changed, I've had to go to other people. And I've gone to other people, but when my insurance changes back, I always check to see if I can use her. So I really like her, but you want to build a rapport. I do understand these visits are like 15 minutes. It's like in and out, boom, 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 boom. It's like we are in an assembly line and they just getting their money. Here's your prescription. Here's your prescription. But you have to slow them down. And if you're having an issue, you need to talk about it so that they can help you. You do not want to have a psychotic break at all. You don't want to have a manic episode. You don't want to be depressed. You want them to know how you're feeling so that they can adjust your medication to work for you. Because if you're still swinging so high and low that it's really bothering you and impacting your life like that, the meds aren't working. So you need to talk to them to get it fixed. Because a lot of people go, well, the medication doesn't work. No, the right meds work. You just have to work it until you get to that point. And that is typically something that a newbie, a new diagnosed person doesn't know how to do. And so I'm here to let you know, talk to your doctor, let them know how you're feeling about your medication, and be honest. If this medicine is making you feel high, and that's how I described it. I said, look, I feel drunk and high. And she's like, oh, they need to know because medicine impacts people differently. Like the quantapine that I take, I had a friend who was diagnosed depressed, right? And she took quantapine. Why, I don't know, because I don't know all that it does. But she would take it in the middle of the day, more milligrams than I took, and it didn't make her tired. Do you understand? So these medications do different things for different people. So now we're gonna go ahead, I've run my mouth, I'm gonna get some ice, and we're gonna get this smoothie made because it's not gonna take long because we don't have to really chop anything up. So we have our ice. And so we're gonna put in our spinach leaves. Remember, the things that are hardest to chop up, we always put in first. I'm gonna take the ginger whole. I'm not gonna peel it anymore because I talked to someone and they told me you don't need to peel it, just throw it in. So we're gonna throw that in. We are going to do this whole banana. Typically the recipes call for half a banana, but what are you gonna do with the other half? If you're not gonna eat it, you might as well just throw it in there because then it can go bad faster. Then we have our grapes. Let me get us, okay, I think this will just drop out. This is the Greek yogurt. Put that right in there. And then we're going to juice the lemon. Now the lemon really helps to kind of brighten it and give it, it's almost like it's a sweetener, but it's not, because the grapes are gonna add the sweetness and the banana is gonna add the sweetness, but the lemon helps to bring everything together. So we're gonna put the lid on, and remember I have no liquid in here, so this is going to be a smoothie. Okay, so you can see the layer: ice, spinach, banana, grapes, and then the ginger's in there somewhere, and then the yogurt. So let's see what happens here. Okay, I'm always trying to figure this blender out. This is good. This is real good. The ginger and the lemon, it's real good. There is a juice place in the mall near where I live that they do a green lemon something ginger, and it tastes just like that. But it's all done, so I'm gonna get a glass and pour this in a glass. Here we go. Almost got it all. Getting better and better and better at it. Now this is a rather new blender for me, and I am learning each day how to use it. And I had a little bit trouble in the beginning because this wasn't turned enough for the blade to move like it needed to. So it was turning, but it wasn't doing anything to the contents of the blender. Remember how simple this was? This was the spinach, banana, lemon, Greek yogurt to help make it a little creamy, and grapes. And that's everything. Very simple. I buy the bag of grapes, and then I buy the box of spinach, and grab some bananas and some lemons, and I have my smoothie for the week. The yogurt is just a plus to help it to be creamy. So if you don't have the yogurt, it's not a big deal, but I buy the yogurt now because I'm using it in all the smoothies that I make. So we're gonna go ahead and taste this. This is good. And this is more of a smoothie consistency. The ginger is like perfect. If you like ginger, putting ginger in any of your smoothies, I probably have said this already, will elevate them in a nice way. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Again, the purpose of this particular video was to share with anyone who's been newly diagnosed and doesn't know how to communicate with their psychiatrist, and let them know that they are having issues with the meds that they have been prescribed. You just open your mouth and you just tell them how you're feeling, because there are tons of medications I think that we can take, and they need to find the right mix, the right cocktail that works for you. So if you like this video, give me thumbs up. Also remember, down here there's going to be a share button with an arrow. Share this to Facebook. I am doing this because I want to help people out there who are like me, who have a mental illness. They don't have anybody to talk to about it, and I am here. Let's build a relationship, a coalition together, because I'm here to show you and prove to you that you can be a successful person and have a mental illness. You just have to have the right, proper plan in place, which includes taking your medication and seeing a therapist, a talk therapist. Because the psychiatrist, you really don't have that much conversations with them. They just want to know how the meds are doing, how you're feeling, and you're out the door. But to be able to express how you're feeling about being bipolar and just finding out and all that stuff and how it's impacting your life, and you don't like the way people are treating you, those are the things that you need the psychologist for. This is the person you're going to have a 30-minute to an hour appointment with, who you're going to get to talk to. You're going to talk to them probably at least twice a month, you know? You want to get one of those. They are a lifesaver. Also, I have up here the playlist for this series. So if you've missed any of the videos, you can just click up here and you can go back and you can see other videos, because they are connected, and you may need to know something prior to this video to make this one make a lot more sense to you. So I hope I was able to provide some good, needed information to you. And I want all of you to have a great day, dreamers.